Shalom and welcome to another of our videos here on Just a Word Shorts. And today we are going to look at Philippians 2 verse 6. A question was posted by one of our viewers. What does it mean to be in the form of Elohim, the form of God as it is written in the King James Version? Let's go and let us read what Philippians 2:6 says. And we'll start at Philippians 2 verse 5. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Messiah Yahusha, who being in the form of Elohim, thought it not robbery to be equal with Elohim, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the stake. Now, Yahusha was in the form of Elohim. What does it mean to be in the form of Elohim? All we have to do is look at the word form there. It is G3444. It means morphe. Comes from the base of G3313 to the idea of adjustments of parts, shape, figuratively, nature, form. And this is what it means, figuratively. Nature. Why figuratively? Because the Most High is a Ruach, as Mashiach said in John 4, I think it's 24. Yahuah is a Ruach, and they that worship him must worship him in Ruach and Damat. So he cannot have the form of a man. It has to be spiritually. It has to be figuratively. So he had the nature of Elohim. Now, to have the nature of Elohim, what does it mean to have the nature of Elohim? He had the nature of the Most High because he had the full measure of the Father's Ruach. The Messiah had the full measure of the Father's Ruach in him. That is why he had the nature of the Father. He was like the Father. Okay? For John 3:34, for he whom Yahuah hath sent speaketh the words of Yahuah, for Yahuah giveth not the Ruach by measure unto him. So because the Most High gave him the Ruach without measure, he was able to speak the words of Yahuah. That is how he was in the nature of Yahuah. We have to understand these things. That is why he told us in Isaiah 28:9-13 that he'd give us precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line upon line upon line, here a little, there a little. You cannot just grab things out of the way. That's what a lot of people do here. They grab scriptures and they present them before us. No, the pictures have to flow. They have to tell a story. They have to explain each other. And that's what we do. And that's what we're doing. So this Ruach that made him have the nature of Yahuah, to speak the words of Yahuah, this Ruach also made him to be one with the Father. And before we go there, the books of the Nazarene kind of explains it very carefully. In the verse 1 of the book, it said, the birth of Yahusha the Nazarite, who became our master and interpreter of Elohim and the Torah, a worthy vessel for the greatest manifestation of the power of Ruach HaKadosh seen on earth, occurred in this manner. So the books of the Nazarene explain that he was the greatest manifestation of the power of Ruach HaKadosh. It's the same thing in John 3:34, where he said he spoke the words of Yahuah because Yahuah gave him the Ruach without measure. The greatest manifestation is when it is without measure. So this Ruach that he was given made him to be one with the Father. That is why he had the nature of the Father, the form of the Father. John 17:20, neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And the esteem which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. This is the oneness. This oneness made him have the nature of the Father, because the Father gave him the Ruach in him without measure. It's very, 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 very simple. John 17:23. I in them. So Yahusha in us and the Father in Yahusha, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. This is it, people. It's very, very simple. I don't know why the idolatrous hearts are holding on to this. Yahusha is Yahuah. You know what? Let me just explain what this Philippians 2 verse 5 is actually saying. It's actually speaking to us about humility. Okay? Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahusha, who being in the form of Yahuah, who having the nature of Yahuah, thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahuah. He was in the nature of Yahuah, but he did not take that as anything to be grasped, to be telling people like, oh, I am in the nature of Yahuah. I am like, no. What did he do? He humbled himself. That is what it's saying. Because many of us today, as soon as we get a little gift, we start exalting ourselves. We act, oh, the Most High told me this and God this and this and that. Everybody starts exalting themselves. What is it saying here? You cannot reach to the heights of Hamashiach. And what did he do? He humbled himself as a servant. As a message, as an example to us. Humility. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form or the nature of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So he could have exalted himself to be like the Most High, but he humbled himself as a servant and was in the image, the likeness, the similitude, the example of the average man. And being found in fashion and being found like men, he humbled himself as a man and became obedient unto death, even the death of the stake. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him and gave him a name which is above every name. It's an example to us that when the Most High is in us, that when we have the Most High and he gives us gifts, etc., we humble ourselves like Hamashiach. That at the name of Yahusha, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. You bow to him because he is the king. He is now exalted above every other man. He is the top man of every man that ever lived. That's how he was exalted, because the Most High had his Ruach in him, and he did not exalt himself with the Ruach of Yahuah. And that every tongue should confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is master, is king, is the leader, is the ruler, is the most exalted one, is the anointed one, to the splendor or to the esteem of the Father. So the Most High exalted him to him, the Most High's esteem. That's what it means. It does not mean that he is the Most High. And of course, our previous video we did on this, Philippians 2:11, you need to check it out. That's what caused a lot of people to be attacking. All of these videos cause them to be attacking. All right? So I guess that is it for this one. Relatively short one. Philippians 2 verse 6. Check out our other videos, and please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Please help us to let this channel grow, because the truth must go out. We do short videos that are just deal with specific questions that people commonly ask. All right? Please help us to make this channel grow. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching, and shalom.